Hey guys, welcome back to my channel for another episode of Street Style. I wanted to do a style hacks episode because I haven't done one in quite some time, and a lot of you really enjoyed the last episode and thought there were some pretty useful tips there. So I compiled a list of 3 that I think are pretty unique. The first tip is for taller guys. Now, I get a lot of questions about some of you who are like 6 feet to like 6'4", kind of in that range. It's tough to find shirts that can fit. And one tip that I've always, suggested to people is that if you're taller, buy a long line shirt to fit as though it was a regular fit. So for instance, if I were to buy something that was a long line, because I'm 5'10", it's going to look longer. Proportionally speaking, it's going to go past my waist, and that's the point. But if you're taller and have a long torso and you're finding that you can't find regular fits, going long line can actually fit as proportionally as a regular fit would on, say, myself. Search long line on Google, go to like websites like ASOS, and you'd be surprised what you can find. And a lot of guys who I've told this tip to have really found it pretty useful. Second tip employs a little bit of science and color depth perception that some of you guys may have never even thought about. Some of you don't really know that I took psychology and international foreign affairs in university. We talked about human motivation, cognitive neuroscience, and color perception is really interesting, especially when it comes to fashion, because a lot of brands market using specific colors to appeal to specific emotions. And when it comes to wanting to look leaner and look taller, color blocking very specifically can do a really great job of that. So for instance, let's say you want to look taller. I'm 5'10". One of my biggest issues with wearing clothing is that sometimes I can appear short based on what I'm wearing, and the goal is not to do that. So what I would do is, let's say I'm wearing dark black pants. The goal would be to wear black shoes accordingly, because what it does for the eye, psychologically speaking, is elongates your body naturally. If I were to wear like blue jeans, let's say like camel boots or a different kind of colored shoe, it color blocks your body into sections. So visually speaking, you ultimately look shorter because your eye is only seeing the length of your pants up until the point that it's cut off from the shoe. Whereas if you're wearing all one color, naturally your eye makes it appear that that person looks taller, especially when people are shooting photos. That's how a lot of shorter guys look taller than they actually are. The same can be said when you're wearing a different colored belt. You automatically break your body into sections, right? So those sections become measured against different areas of your body. So if you feel you look short, go all one color. The last tip is for a lot of guys who are looking to purchase blazers, especially off the rack. Some of you guys have never really tailored something before or gotten it tailored, and a really good indicator that it needs to be tailored is if you take the blazer, put it on, and stand next to a wall in the store. Fit on the shoulder is kind of the key indicator of whether or not a blazer is going to fit. So for instance, if your shoulder pad touches the wall before the rest of your arm, then you know it's too big and needs to be tailored. But if your sleeve and your shoulder pad are in parallel with the wall at the same time and actually touch together, then you know you're working with the same shoulder fit. You might have to tailor the waist if it's a little bit too big, but the goal is to fit on your shoulders. If a blazer is too big on your shoulders, it's ultimately not going to fit, because your waist size can change if you take the inseam and get that tailored. So for those of you looking to purchase off the rack, that standing wall tip has worked for me on so many occasions. Hopefully some of these tips help you guys out. They're a little different. They're not stuff that you would typically think of, but they've helped me in stores, especially when I'm doing fashion photography or working with brands. I think that will help many of you who are, maybe self-conscious about your height or want to appear leaner. Color perception really changes the way you look at clothing, and it's definitely one of the reasons I wear specific shades or colors and pair them up accordingly. If you enjoyed today's video, please let me know in the comment box below by giving this video a like, and let me know what other hacks you want me to discuss in future videos, and make sure to check out today's download of the day in the description box below, and maybe I'll see you in a dance floor or a runway somewhere. Peace.